There's an organization, an international organization called Winter Cities. And back sometime in the late 90s, they had their annual conference in Yellowknife. And they turned out this publication. It's a crashing bore. Nobody was reading it, talked about, you know, how you can make the sewage flow better through permafrost, or you know, it was all kinds of things. And at the same time, they said that their goal was to celebrate winter cities and living in the winter, and really, to be a winter city, all you had to do was have snow. You could probably qualify here if you got snow once a year or something, but it was international. People from those conferences were coming from Japan and all over the place, all these winter cities that were arriving. So we thought it would be a great idea. At one point, the mayor of Yellowknife was the president of the Winter Cities Association. So we said, maybe there's something we can do here. Maybe, because we're up here and we know winter, maybe we can, in fact, get a contract to do something. And we looked at it and we said, what we think you should do is not just make this a nicer looking one, like you know, like a mining one. We think this could be a separate publication. We think this could be a consumer publication because there are lots of people who live in winter cities. So, for all the people who know Canadian living and all that kind of stuff, winter living. So we introduced it as a separate section of Up Here magazine. We wanted to test it. So we had winter living, and I went to a big conference in Marquette, Michigan, which if anybody's been there has more snow than any place in North America. And we pitched it to the winter living people, or the winter cities people. And you know, it got too complicated because what was going to happen is that we were going to have to do it in different languages. You know, the Scandinavian countries, Tromsø, why can't you do it in this language? And so we finally gave up on that because they would not agree to it. They all liked the idea, but it was going to be so expensive to do it in all these different languages that we finally gave up and said, this one is not going to fly. We did do it for a couple more times in our own publication. We just did it as an annual in there. And we haven't done it for a few years now, but we've thought about it.
What was the advertising model for that? Did you recognize an advertising group that would?
Yes, and it was a different advertising group than the ones that we would use in our regular magazine. It was a lot more the wood stove group and the hot chocolate group and skidoos and all those kinds of things. And it was also difficult we found we were going to have to find a lot of national advertisers that we didn't have at the time. And it was, do we want to put that effort into it if it's only going to be a section of our magazine or an outsert or something?